Well, hello everyone. I'm here with Deacon Andrew, and you may know Andrew from other roles in the church, including when you look back if there's something wrong with the sound. But we appreciate Andrew for all the various roles. He is the new Secretary of Deacons, and I'm here talking to him a little bit about faith, pledge giving, and maybe you just want to kind of introduce that, remind us of what that whole thing is.
Yeah, so every year we do a pledge form that we hand out to all of our members, and it's kind of how we gauge our budget. It's part of the process. It's not only the money value, Joel, but it's also the whole tithing process. We're busy people, lots of things going on, and sometimes we just need a little reminder about important things like tithing and giving to the church. The church is a building. We have people working for us, Joel and Megan, of course, and so those are financial obligations that we have, and so that's a process that we need to go through to see what our budget limits are, and the pledges kind of give us a guideline as to what people are willing to give to the church.
So, the pledges help form the budget, and they give us a picture of, what we're financially capable of on the one hand, but it's not just merely pragmatic, this whole pledge, faith giving. What's the other angle to it?
Well, I think it's like I kind of alluded to it earlier. It's just a kind of a little reminder that we are part of a larger organization, not only our church here, but we also have our classes and what's the other one called?
Oh, the denomination?
The denominational shares, yeah.
Yes.
So those are other things that we're giving to. So it's not just our local system here. It's a much broader thing. We're part of a community, not just individuals, but in the larger sense as well.
Right. And so then, this faith pledge giving gives an opportunity for individuals and couples or families to think, okay, how is this giving part of my spiritual exercise? How do I make that part of who I am in following God? And deacons deal with stewardship of all nature, but including the stewardship of money.
That's right. Yeah, everybody has different talents. Obviously you're a gifted speaker, and I like to do technical things, and those kind of things are more my forte. But we're all given different things, different abilities to teach and preach and do technical things, but also financial. Financially, we're all blessed, and we have to remember that all good things do come from God. Mm-hmm. And that's, they come from God, and so they should also be given back to God equally, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Just practically speaking, I appreciate that, and you're not just a good, technical guy, you're a good speaker as well. But just think about, let's say I make a pledge, but then, let's say we have 2020 and something like COVID strikes and I'm not able to fulfill my pledge. I feel bad about that. What are there any repercussions for me? Am I on discipline at church? How does that work?
Absolutely not, Joel. I definitely understand that there are certain times that we are richly blessed where, we may have an abundance of whether it be financial or other things. And then there's certain times where we're in a drought and things aren't going to work out. And the pledges definitely are not like something that we're gonna, hold over your head and say, hey, where's our, whatever, $50, $100, whatever. No, it's more of a whole process that you yourself and if you're married, your wife can just kind of review where you're standing in life and what you think is a reasonable amount. We often talk about 10%. As something, but there are certain times that that may not work out. Maybe it's 20%, or maybe it's 5%. But that's really something for you to work out in your own spiritual life, and it's a guideline that we're using, and we're not going to lord it over people. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you've put some effort into it and thought about it. Yeah.
Just in terms of the picture of this from the scriptures, we were talking earlier before we started the video, some kind of biblical stories that kind of spurred a mind. What are some for you that kind of spurred a mind when you think about these things?
The widow and the penny, right? I mean, here you have the rich person drops in, I don't know what he dropped in there, probably $100 or whatever, and then a widow comes along and has hardly anything, but is still willing to give up what she has, and that one penny, you know, that means a lot more to the Lord than the $100 of that you know, the rich person just kind of scuffed off the side of his desk, kind of, so to speak. So, so that giving back to God is a statement to Him, right? And really, that's what it boils down to.
And so whether it's to the church specifically for budget or certain other causes that we kind of advocate for, you know, really the audience isn't the deacons or the church itself. The audience is God.
That's right.
For
sure. Yeah.
So we are a church that maybe through our history of having some Dutch connections might be accused of being thrifty every once in a while, and you know, conservative with money. And I think there's a lot of benefits to that. And when it comes to giving in a practical way, what are some ways that the deacons think, oh, this is a better way to give?
Yeah, I mean, we have received, you know, during COVID, we've experienced a lot of different things, and giving in different ways has been, it's been a challenge for deacons at times because it's changed the way we do things. But the Bridge app, Joel, I'm so excited about the Bridge app because the Bridge app, you know, originally when we started giving to it, had the credit card, and it was a 3% charge, and that was kind of discouraging when you receive the numbers and you see this 3% going off the top every time. But they've added the ability to use your bank account. So not only does it not cost you to do an EMT transfer, but it also doesn't cost the church on the back end. So it's you know, as a Dutch heritage in me, it gets me excited thinking that there's zero cost for everybody. And the nice thing about it for the deacons, it's very well laid out as to where the money is going. So when we're doing the counting, it does simplify it. EMTs are great. We appreciate them, but boy, are they time consuming for us when we're doing the counting. It's a process that we can easily slip up on, and then fixing the numbers again is always a bit of a challenge.
So there are multiple ways to give, and they're not going to say no to any money.
That's right.
But if you're thinking of trying out the Bridge app and for financial giving, that's I think the deacons are giving that 2 thumbs up.
2 enthusiastic thumbs up, Joel.
All right. Well,
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Well, thanks for your time, Andrew, and thanks to you and the rest of the deacons who are Darlene and Marv and Jody and Andrew. Thanks for your continued work.
Thank you, Joe.